Namaskar. Today I am going to discuss with you what are keywords and how to write it when you are conducting any research, whether it is dissertation, thesis, or you are writing any research paper and abstract. So let us first understand what are keywords. So these are the words that are enabling your reader to access your work in the databases and knowledge domains. So you can understand how important it is. If it has not been written properly, your work will not be accessed by any researcher or reader. So what are the use of that work which cannot be accessed by the researchers and other readers? So when you had started your study, you had also used some keywords to find the suitable and relevant literature. So here I am considering that you are aware about the relevant and current terms that are being used in your area of research. Then only you will be able to write the appropriate and relevant keywords. So here I am going to tell you about few things that if you are understanding properly, you can write it appropriately. What we are doing, firstly we are focusing on the variables. The studies that you have conducted on various variables, the name of that variables we are using in the study, like social media and breast cancer awareness. So here I am writing two keywords, social media and breast cancer awareness. It can be media exposure and contraceptive awareness. So I can write two keywords, media exposure and contraceptive awareness. Many times only 2 or 3 keywords are written in the research papers. So if it is 2 or 3 you have been guided to write, you can use it like this. If it is related to consumer behavior, you have measured the consumer behavior using various items, so the term consumer behavior can be used. This is your variable. Again, if it is job satisfaction, if you have conducted your study on job satisfaction, you have measured this variable using various items, so we have to write job satisfaction. And we should also understand the synonyms that are being used in your area of research. Like if it is related to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, so we can write social media, then YouTube, or social media, then Facebook, or we can also write for YouTube video sharing platform. So here it is very necessary that you are aware about the synonym that are being used in your area of research. I have conducted one study that is measuring the validity and reliability of YouTube videos. So here I can write the keywords, that is YouTube and video sharing platform. These two keywords can be used for this YouTube variable. So this way we are writing it. Yes, I am aware that for Facebook, various studies have written this synonym, social networking site. For YouTube, video sharing platform is being written. So you can also use these variables if your study is focused on these variables. So if you have limited number of keywords to write in your paper, must focus on the variables that you have studied. But if you can write more than that, if you have scope to write more than these number of keywords, so we can focus on our methodology as well. If you have to write 8 keywords, 3 variables you have already written, 3 keywords you have already written, that is related to your variable. So what we can add here more, so that my paper is going to be accessed by more and more readers. So I can also add quantitative approach or quantitative study or qualitative study, whatever methodology I have used, I am going to write it. If you have more scope, you can narrow it down. Quantitative study is the broader term for methodology. So for quantitative study, you can write for the longitudinal study or cross-sectional study, that can be used. If it is qualitative study, you can write qualitative study, and then you can write case study or thematic analysis study or ethnography. So the reader will be able to find your work if they are trying to understand how the ethnographical studies have been used in my area of research. They are going to access your paper if you have mentioned these qualitative design or quantitative design. Likewise, you can also use mixed method approach or mixed method study. Further, you can narrow it down and you can write exploratory sequential mixed method or explanatory sequential mixed method. So this is related to methodology. If you can write more numbers of keywords, so you can mention the broader term and narrower term as well. And if you are having more than that, 3 variables you have written and 2 methodological term you have already used, even then you are having 4 more to write. So you can mention your samples. You have studied rural women, if you have studied rural children, if you have studied Indian women, so that can be mentioned here. Rural woman we can write. We can write Indian woman. If it is millennials, that can be written here. So this way we are also using the term that is related to your sample. And even then you are having 1 more term or 2 more term that you can write. So what we can write here? So now we can add the theoretical approach that we have taken. Is this social cognition theory that you have used? So here we can write social cognition theory. We can add social networking theory. We can write standpoint theory. So this way you can use the name of the theoretical approach you have taken. So if you have to write 8 to 9 keywords, you can write variables names, you can write methodological approach, you can add samples name, and you can also add the theoretical approach. So these are the 4 things we are focusing when we are writing the keywords. Once again, I am mentioning you here that these terms must be current one that are being used in your area of research. Don't think that whatever I am writing, readers are going to access it. No. What is current and what is relevant, what is appropriate and what is being used now, that must be added as keywords. So this way you can write the relevant keywords for your studies. If you are liking the video, subscribe it, like it and press the bell button so that whenever I am going to upload the new video, you can get notification of it. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.